And that's something you're going to keep an eye on?
Now here's the deal. Let me put a disclaimer on this because you're not going to be able to go out and see this here in New Orleans. You are going to have to, if you want to see it with your naked eye, you're going to have to go out in the country somewhere and you'll probably see a little green speck. But a lot of those pictures you see that are really dramatic, they're kind of an exposure of taking over 10, 20, 30 seconds. So it looks a lot more dramatic on camera than it does to the naked eye, but here in the city, you're never going to be able to see it. All right, it's 4:56. On that bright note, it's a little chilly outside, 47 in Hammond, 53 out in Kenner, 55 at the lakefront. We're even in the 50s down in Homa. Look at Bureau, 62. The good news is we do not have big fog problems this morning. However, we are monitoring trends. The fog is not an issue right now. Visibility is great at the lake. Visibility is good on the North Shore. We do have dense fog in Buras, but many other locations. It's a very low cloud deck. I was just talking to Leslie about this, that this low cloud deck is a couple of 100 feet up, and we're going to make sure it doesn't try to work its way down closer to the surface. Then we would have fog problems. But right now, that layer or that cloud deck, the base of the clouds, is sitting a couple of 100 feet up. Hopefully it stays up there and we don't have any big fog problems. Usually when it's cooler, that does help us out some, but we'll be monitoring that trend. We're cloudy and cool all day long. I have us in the 50s throughout the afternoon, maybe even a little bit warmer towards the evening hours in the upper 50s, but generally 57 to 58 is our high temperature. We're not going to see a huge fluctuation with the clouds around. And some of you on the North Shore are even going to stay in the 40s all day long. So staying chilly here. Now as we go into tonight, notice temperatures really don't change all that much, but tomorrow afternoon we see a brief spike. Notice we see some upper 60s and 70s return. This is thanks to a warm front, or that front that moved through overnight, lifting ever so slowly back to the north ahead of some rain chances. So I think we'll be a little warmer south of the lake tomorrow. North of the lake, you're probably going to stay chilly in the 60s and 50s. Here's that icy situation still ongoing. Today's probably going to be the worst of it for some of Texas, and even into tonight, still some ice. So be keeping an eye on your travel plans as we've been talking about, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but even down towards Austin is getting some of that ice this morning. We're not really expecting much rain today, but tomorrow I do have a 60% chance of scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. Notice developing with this low moving along the Gulf. There's our boundary that lives ever so slowly to the north, and there's your scattered rain moving in through Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. Severe weather threat with this is going to be low, but if we get enough warm air lifting to the north, we could see 1 or 2 strong storms. But out of our 1 to 5 scale here of severe weather, we're at a 1. Tomorrow. That's a low risk, but it's a risk, so we'll watch it. Flooding risk doesn't look too great, but our rivers are a little swollen on the North Shore, so we'll watch that as well. Most are already starting to drop. That's the good news, but we do have several in minor and moderate flood stage, but we're not expecting to pick up 3-5 inches of rain like we saw this past weekend. There's your 7-day forecast. The ups and downs, 57 for that afternoon high. Lots of cloud cover. North Shore will be a little bit cooler than that. Tomorrow, scattered showers, a few thunderstorms, highs near 70, and then turning chilly on Friday. And I do think we'll finally get some sunshine back in here on Friday. And then for the weekend, cold mornings. Notice Saturday could be a little frosty in the morning, but the afternoon sunny and near 60.